We've never really taken the time to sit down as a band and just talk through the first 10 years of my being in the band. We thought we'd finally share some of that story.
You spend 20 years in a band with your best friends, experiencing all these crazy things, and then one day you find out that it's all gonna be gone. It's all gonna stop. And you've got to figure out what your day-to-day life looks like now. You have this tight group of guys, and all of a sudden, one guy says, I don't feel like I'm supposed to do this anymore. And when that guy happens to be your lead singer, that's a problem.
It's a great question. Why did I feel like the band should keep going? I just sincerely felt like there were more songs to be written. Not that I had the ability to do that, not that I was the singer of the band, just being the guy in the band that always kind of watched things unfold and watched the way that songs touched people. I just felt like 20 years in was great, but I felt like we were just kind of getting to a point where we were scratching the surface of what could be. And to look forward from that moment of uncertainty, I don't know, there's something in me that there's a calling. I'll just say it was a calling that, man, there's still work to be done.
When Crazy Chris had this crazy idea that he wanted to keep pursuing this whole thing and give it a shot, let's see if there's somebody else out there. I was definitely the one that Jesus would have said to, oh ye of little faith. I was definitely in self-preservation mode, but I remember telling Chris, if you really feel like we're supposed to continue on and you want to chase after that, man, I'll help you as much as I can. If this thing gets rolling again like the way it did before, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to commit to just going all in again. Those were definitely the words of a guy who was like trying to just guard his heart.
I felt strongly that there was a chance this could work because of the way that Dustin jumped in wholeheartedly, because there was no guarantees. And I think every time there was a hurdle where maybe I would expect any normal person to quit, Dustin didn't quit. So
I don't know how to take that.
I think that's what, I think that really kept me going. To be able to lean on your friends in those moments, without giving into those feelings of doubt was huge for me.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, just how crazy is Dustin?
On a scale of 1 to 10, Dustin is a solid 9 on the crazy scale.
Good crazy.
The best kind of scale. It wouldn't have worked otherwise. And crazy, I say that lovingly, because I think you have to understand that for us to be a band and to function, there's a lot of questions that go unanswered from week to week to week. Like there's a lot of things that you just have to trust that it's gonna pan out, whether it's trying to put songs out to radio or it's trying to plan a tour. There's not like a solid thing from week to week you can expect. I couldn't give Dustin a list of things that were solid expectations. It was pretty much like, have no expectations and keep going. And maybe at some point, this will start to feel like something you can depend upon as a career. And, 10 years in, I think that's still the trick, is to make ends meet. But in that, there's a trust that it happens consistently. And I feel like my faith has grown so much in these last 10 years because there's been moments where I've just had to be hands off and watch God move instead of me trying to make things happen.
The moment that I realized this could actually work was the first time I heard the demo for Confidence. I was sitting in the car about to go in and do some grocery shopping, and Chris had just sent it to me. In that moment in the car, I just remember literally thinking, this makes me feel the way the first time I heard Rich Mullins songs when I was a teenager. There was something worshipful about it, but it was just so simple. There was just something special. Hearing Confidence just gave me confidence.
I loved when Dustin came into the band, we started playing shows out because it was such a different vibe in an unexpected way for me. Dustin came from a worship background. He was a worship pastor. I love that the heart of what we did as a band when we started back in the 90s was out of worship. Here we were coming back to it. Obviously, we're a band that writes music you hear on the radio that wouldn't be considered worship. But I love that the heart of what we were doing was kind of returning to that. It wasn't about putting on a slick show. It wasn't about, musicianship necessarily. It was about just the heart of allowing God's presence into those spaces that we were given the opportunity to be in. And I love that heart that Dustin had leading worship with us. It definitely took us in a different direction in our songwriting and our shows. I'm grateful that yeah, we get to do that together.